What is up, guys? My name is Kecklian and welcome back to another, well, this isn't another episode, this is a new series that I'm going to be doing. And basically what this series is, it's going to be, I think of tons of ideas every single day of new maps and new concepts and things like that, and I decided that I wanted to do like I guess you could say a concept-ish series, except it's going to be maps as well, but they're not going to be finished maps, they're going to be maps that other people can work on if they so choose. So this is going to be geared more towards the developers of maps rather than the actual players. And I will, if what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be making, I guess you could say, maps and concepts, and I'm going to be presenting them. And if somebody makes like a video or something like that, I'll put your video in the description. And if you do like the finished video and things like that. So yeah, let's get right on to this. So what we have here, I have a Pac-Man map today that I've been thinking of bunches of ideas for. Right now we can go, I think it's on, so let's turn it off. And let's turn it on. So when you turn it on, we get teleported here and we are now in the game. So we can now run and it'll eat the blocks, and every time we get one block, it'll collect a point. So there's 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and so on and so forth. And when you get these, it gives you 5 points, and it says power mode activated. Where it says power mode activated, we can basically do whatever we want. You can give them like a speed boost or something, but I was thinking what we're going to do is, oh yeah, this is also another thing right here. If you collect this is like the fruit in the map. And when you collect this, it gives you 20 points. So now I'm at 50 something. 55. But with these emerald blocks, what you can do is you can make it, instead of just saying power mode activated, how this map usually works is it has a zombie chasing you, and the zombie moves at pretty fast speeds too. So if I jump down here and go into game mode survival, which I don't have permissions for, so whoops, I'll have to go to these. And if we go to game mode survival, here we are. You spawn with a regen, I think, or no, you don't spawn with a regen. I gave myself regen for this. But what really needs to be done is in this command block, I've adjusted the pick up loot falls. The follow range is 2048 blocks. I also have having a custom name named Ghost, and the name is visible, as well as the attribute generic move speed is at 0.5. So it's a pretty swift zombie compared to regular zombies. And what happens is right now it's not very good, because I could press the button, and then after you hit the zombie, or once the zombie is now tracking you, it will now start chasing you throughout the maze. I was kind of thinking building, see how this is, oh, he's coming after us. He's coming after us. He's quick. He's quick. But, yeah, this is like the ghost. Ah, it's gonna get me! Run away! Run away! But, yeah, basically how this works is, oh, he's still chasing me. And as the zombie chases you, you'll be running through. And right now the map's actually quite laggy due to the set block command running over and over and over for an entire line, and it's running 20 commands a second, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different commands. So that's running 6 different commands 20 times a second, so it's definitely lagging out the server. But I was thinking of some ways to do that with like comparator clocks at certain points and things like that. But what I have happening is, yeah, you can see how slow the zombie's going. When the zombie gets directly underneath you, you're running a kill command. Once that zombie is killed, there will no longer be a zombie named Ghost, and it'll say you have lost. So once it hits you, it just automatically kills you and sets you back. I was kind of thinking to where you can do it to where once a zombie dies, let's say when one zombie dies, it does a scoreboard command, and then it'll set the players to have it would have a live score, and it would deduct from the amount of lives, and once it hits like 0 lives or something like that, the game is over. Also, if you want for the map, I could show you the commands. We have a manual on and a manual off, which the on is just scoreboard players set at a Boolean game on 1. And then game on to 0. But this right here is actually a redstone clock, so this constantly is going over and over. You can hear like dun, 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 dun. But right here, this is constantly doing all these commands. So we have a execute a player with a score of game on to test for a block of redstone underneath you, which is that block right there. When there is a block of redstone, it'll activate this comparator a tick later and give a score to the player of 20. And then after it does that, it fills a 3x3 area to where the redstone will be. So right here, since it is a tick later, it's going to be a little bit late of a delay. So if you're sprinting through, it'll do this 3x3 area here. It'll do the 3x3 area here. So it'll always get this block usually, unless you have a really fast speed boost. And then it does the exact same thing with the gold block. So we have a gold block right here. It'll test for the gold block. And then if you have a gold block underneath you, it'll set your score to, or it'll add 1 to your score. And then after that, it will have you fill the area with air. And then the emerald block, it tests for the emerald block, does the exact same thing, gives a score of 5. And then it says over here, power mode activated, which right here you can do something like, let's just say, what you can do is you can set off another type of thing. Like you can scoreboard, players set at A, and then you can do something like, you can do a bool power mode, like a Boolean type of power mode. And if the power mode is equal to true, it'll activate this command block here, which will go through a line of commands and things like that. And then right here, you can have it to where something like, once this is set to the power mode equal to 1, which is true, then you have it test 4, and then after you have it test 4, you can have it execute every zombie named Ghost to summon in something that'll run away, like an ocelot or something. And then it'll kill all entities named Ghosts. So it'll summon ocelots, and once you make it to where instead of killing ghosts like you have right here, this asks for the ghost, and once you find a ghost that's dead, because this command right here constantly kills the ghosts. So once this tests for ghost and it's true, once the ghost is true, it'll go through a not gate, making it false. And once it's false, it'll basically teleport the player out. It will turn Boolean game on off, and it'll say you have lost. But you can also make it to where instead of testing for if a zombie died, you can make it to where when it executes right here, instead of having it like this, we can have another command right here. And right here, you can have it to where this will only activate right here. It'll say execute at A with a score of power mode, with power modes equal to 1. So this will only activate when you have power mode, and it'll make it to where you kill at E with the name of Ghost, and the type is ocelots. So you'll kill ocelots, and then you can make it to where every time it tests for an ocelot that's dead, it will actually give you a certain amount of points. So it's just like eating the ghost when you get the power mode type thing. And then also something that needs to be added is when you're right here, let's just jump in here. When you run all the way this way, this is super easy, by the way. Make it to where when you hit these chords, it'll just teleport you to the other side. That would be cool. So then it'll be easier to go back and forth and things like that. Yeah, the map's been really cool so far, and it's actually been a lot of fun, and it looks like this gold block is missing. How I have this also working is the gold blocks will automatically replenish themselves, because down here, there are the gold blocks, all of them. And this is the entire map again, just basically copied. So what basically happens is when you press the single game on button, it'll turn the Boolean to on. And then as well as that, it will take this middle row right here, and it'll basically clone this up here. So it'll replace this with the bottom part. And then kind of what I was thinking with this is basically an empty one, which this doesn't even need to be here. I'll remove these emerald blocks. But what this is this is empty, and you can use, I'm thinking, I haven't used the test for blocks command yet, but I'm thinking you can use the test for blocks to, if this area down here is exactly the same as this area, you can make it to where you win the game, which this is basically a completely empty thing. So you can have it to where if this tests for to be this, then it'll say you win, or it'll say on to the next level, and then repair it, and you have the same score, but you keep going on and on and on. And yeah, that's about it. I think that's everything that I showed, and that's everything that's really done. It's super, super simple. This is very simple. If you want to, you can even take the idea of this map and build it your own way if you want. You don't need to use that or anything. You can, if you have a completely different way you want to do it, you can take all that down and do it your own way. I don't really mind. It's just something, I thought this was just a really cool looking idea, and it would be awesome to see it get done, because I haven't seen a single one of these where it's a single player game. I've always seen them as multiplayer, where you have one person that runs through the maze like this. They're like, oh, ho, ho, I'm running through the maze. And then they collect like things on the ground or something. I think, or they punch like item frames. I don't know. I've seen something like that, and I haven't seen it to where it's just 100% single player. So that's basically what I'm going for right now. But yeah, I think that about wraps up this episode. I hope to see you in the next one. Later!